How's it going, everybody? This is Tim McBurker, Dual Throw Outdoors. Here to talk to you guys today about a podcast I was recently on. It was a debate between the legality of crossbow hunting versus compound hunting. There were parties representing neutral for crossbows and against crossbows. There were two gentlemen on the side of for, one gentleman on the side of against, and two gentlemen on the side of neutral, and I was one of those. I thought the debate went pretty well. People were pretty respectful towards each other. If you want to check it out, the link here is in the description for Big Sexy Outdoors YouTube channel. We did Monday night, about an hour and a half. We had viewers comment in, talk about it. So the one individual who was against crossbows in season talked about how he's had, on public land, had multiple times crossbow hunters walk in on him, and just how he thought, basically how, in his opinion, a lot of them were slop hunters. But most of us on the panel kind of told him, like, hey, that can happen with any weapon. That can happen with a compound bow, that can happen with a rifle and on a muzzleloader, So kind of explained to him that that's more of a hunter than the weapon, because there certainly are people who hunt ethically with a crossbow. Like I said on that podcast, I'm very neutral on the topic. I currently don't own a crossbow, but for those who want to shoot one, I don't have a problem with it. And as I said in the podcast, I did start out with archery hunting with a crossbow in 2009, 2010, harvested doe each season. And then once I was able to pull back a compound bow, I got into it, and I've been doing it ever since. I like being able to draw back on game. I like that exciting feeling. And I do think it is more challenging than a crossbow, because obviously you don't have to draw with a crossbow, and you have to watch your movement a lot with the compound. No, don't get me wrong. A recurve is much more challenging than both. No denying that whatsoever. But the compound still takes some time. For me personally, I have to practice between 2 to 3 times a week, basically June until season. I still try to practice once or twice a week during season to stay sharp. Or with a crossbow, you pretty much need to check a week or two before season, shoot a couple times, make sure you're still on, and you're good to go. Because with a crossbow, if you shoot a lot, that wears out your string a lot faster. So it's actually to your detriment to do that, unless you really just need to familiarize yourself with your crossbow, then by all means. But like I said, much less movement when you're in the presence of game. So to me, the compound is more of a challenge than the crossbow. All but one person on the panel agreed with that. One person on the panel basically said, who is for crossbows, made the comment that with all the modern technology with compounds and let off and everything, that is just as no more challenging than the crossbow, which I disagree with. But then he also did add that when people are using shooting sticks, then that makes crossbow hunting even more easier than shooting crossbow free-handed. So there were viewers chiming in, basically kind of talking both sides of the fence, whether they're against crossbows or for crossbows. There's a pretty good mix of that. But one thing for me, too, the reason I'm not against it and I'm more neutral, is because I do think that, unfortunately, people do take more long-range shots, unethical shots with crossbows and compounds. Yes, people do it with compounds too. And again, I'm not saying they shouldn't be in the season, but it's kind of keeping me in the neutral instead of the all four category, but a little more on the argument of the four category is, like me, except obviously now with younger people and having the great mentored youth program, crossbow is a great way to get people started in the outdoors. Once you're, when you're 7 or 8 years old, a child might not be ready for even light recoil of a gun or the sound of the gun firing. But a crossbow is much more quiet, obviously no recoil. Probably how I'm going to start my son hunting when he's ready. So, and I also said in the podcast that I will probably be purchasing crossbow this year just to start getting familiar with it for my son, and in case I need it for ground hunting situations. I still definitely identify more as a compound hunter, but that's something I am looking at doing this year. So overall, I think it was a great podcast. Even the crossbow person seemed like a good person. Everybody's pretty respectful, no name calling. It's just good to talk to other hunters and get other hunters' perspective on crossbows in the archery season. So tell me what you think. Are you for the crossbow in the archery season? Are you against it? Why are you against it? Why are you for it? Tell me what you think. Thank you for watching this Dual Throw Outdoors video. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more Dual Throw Outdoors content.